In this video, we will go over the concepts found in Grammar 2K. These concepts include how to write friendly letters, special plural nouns, and sentence diagramming. So let's look at friendly letters first. We're just going to focus on the structure. Here we can see we start with the heading, which is the address and the date on which the letter is written. We have the greeting, which includes some kind of greeting like dear, and the name of the person or people this will be written to. We next have the body, which will be indented and is just pretty much what the letter is about. And then we have the closing, which would be something like sincerely, see you soon, or your friend. Notice that we capitalize that first letter, but we don't capitalize every word in the closing of the letter. And then we have our signature, which is just the person's name who has written the letter. So now let's make one up together. Here we have the heading, and we have our address and our date that we are writing this letter. Notice that we are capitalizing everything, all the proper nouns, the abbreviation of the state and the month, and everything that goes in between that. We are also including our good proper punctuation, which is periods for abbreviations and commas between the city and the state, and the date and the year. And now we're going to move on to the greeting. Here we have Dear Lily. Notice that we're capitalizing both the greeting word and also the name of the person. Any noun that is in the greeting will be capitalized, even if it is not a person's name. Dear all, the A in all would be capitalized. And then we also have a comma at the end of the greeting. Next, we're going to look at the body. Notice that we're indenting that first line, and then we're capitalizing just as we would for any other sentence, and we're punctuating as we would for any other sentence. Now we have the closing, see you soon. We are only capitalizing that first word and that first letter in the closing. We don't capitalize anything else, and we are putting a comma at the end of the closing. And then we have our signature, which is just our name, and so we are capitalizing that because it is a proper noun, so that T is nice and big. And that is how you would punctuate and capitalize a letter correctly. Next, we're going to go into special plural nouns. We have quite a few rules that we're going to go through, so we're going to go through each rule and then give an example. So this first one is with a type of word that ends with a vowel and a Y. So with these types of words, we're going to add an S to the end of the word. So our example here is key would become keys. And let's look at it in a sentence. We have I wrote an essay would become I wrote essays. And that S is added to the end of essay to pluralize it. Next, we have a word that ends with a consonant and a Y. To make these words plural, you change the Y to an I and add ES. So our example is candy becomes candies. And so we are going to look at our own example. They have they met a lady would become they met some ladies. Notice that the I has taken the place of the Y, and we have added ES to make it plural. Next, we have kind of special words, and there's two rules to this. The first one is that the word will just change completely. So tooth would become teeth. Another example is she has a mouse. She has mice. Notice that mice is a completely different word and replaces mouse. It's not mouses or anything like that. So that's one special rule. Next, we have that the word stays the same. So sheep is singular and sheep is plural. You don't need to change the spelling or anything. Another instance of this is we fish for a trout. And to make it plural, we would just keep it the same. We say we fish for trout. And so trout has remained the same. Nothing has changed with that one. Our last concept is going to be sentence diagramming. And this book, we're going to look at compound subjects and how to diagram those in a sentence. Notice that the sentence is Jacob and she will talk. So we have two subjects, and they both go on the same side of the vertical line. So we have Jacob here, and then we have she. Notice that that vertical line is still separating the subject and the verb. Those all go on the same side. All of the subjects go on the same side, and we just include that conjunction to connect them. So we have kind of like a triangular little structure here so that all of the subjects are included. And then we have the verb on the other side, which is will talk. Now we're going to make our own sentence diagram. So we have Tina and Louise shop. So here's our structure with a little triangular section. And we're going to put our subjects down so that we have Tina and Louise both on the subject lines. And then we have our conjunction and then we have our verb shop on the other side of the vertical line. And that's how you would diagram this sentence. If you have any questions or any comments about this booklet, please contact the person who grades your grammar.